What's up everybody, welcome back to Bullshot Darts. So when I'm struggling with my steel tip game, one of my favorite ways to get out of a rough patch is to play soft tip darts. So in this one, I'm going to talk about how I use soft tip darts to help get me out of a steel tip rough patch. And also I had a soft tip tournament this last weekend, the Father's Day Frenzy up in Wisconsin. And I got my first big soft tip tournament win, and it was the best soft tip results I've got at a soft tip tournament. So I also want to do a quick little recap of that. But first, guys, if you are not subscribed, please make sure you hit that subscribe button before you go. The more Bullshot Darts you watch, the more 180s you'll hit. Drop the video a thumbs up and check out bullshotdarts.com. The Bullshot logo is the coolest logo in darts, so it's the perfect way to show your love and passion for the greatest sport in the world, the sport that we all love. So go ahead over there, guys, and grab your new favorite dart shirt. So there are two big things that I love using soft tip to get me out of a rough patch. I have been in a little bit of a funk on my steel tip game the last month and a half or so, and it all came down to the physical aspect. That's how it started. My throw has been feeling weird physically, like I feel like I forgot how to hold my dart and throw it. So when I start feeling bad physically, it starts messing with my mental game. So my mental game gets worse, and then the physical game gets worse. So it's been snowballing, and I've just been really struggling. So I was really excited to go to the soft tip tournament because, like I said, I love using soft tip to get myself out of these funks. So the first thing I love using soft tip for is that it really helps my confidence. So even though you're feeling funny physically, if you fix the mental part first, it'll help the physical part. I always say all the time that darts is a mental sport and we have to have the right mindset. So soft tip really helps improve my confidence and get that positive mindset back. The reason for this is because soft tip targets are much bigger than steel tip targets. Since they're bigger, that means it's going to be easier to hit. So when you play a game of soft tip darts, your averages and target shooting is going to be much better than the steel tip game. So this last weekend, going into it, even though I've been feeling funny on the steel tip game, I was really excited for the soft tip because I knew it was going to help my mental game, and I knew I was going to throw really good darts just because, well, like I said, the targets are easier to hit. So even if I lost, my averages and numbers would still be really good. So it really just helps the confidence and the mental part of the game. So that's the biggest thing I love using soft tip for. And the second part is, like I said, since I've been feeling funny physically, I felt like my grip has just been off. I feel like I forgot how to hold my dart. I tried switching it up a little bit, but I just couldn't find a good grip on my darts. It just felt so weird. Soft tip, I always throw with a different grip than my steel tip. So going into this weekend, I knew that I was going to be playing around with my grip to find my right grip for my soft tip tournament. So a combination of finding that new grip and then building up that confidence. Now that I'm back to my steel tip game, the grip that I was using all weekend for my soft tip darts, I'm now bringing that into my steel tip game. So it's helping with the physical part and the mental part. And those two go hand in hand. Like I said earlier about the whole snowballing effect. So the combination of those two things, ever since that tournament and my practicing on my steel tip, I have felt better on my steel tip board than I have in almost 2 months now. Yesterday I threw for about 15-20 minutes. I had like 3 or 4 180s. And I was practicing my checkouts, and I had some really big checkouts. So it's really helped bring my confidence back in my steel tip game. So it all starts with the mental part and building my confidence, and then from there bringing that grip to my steel tip game in combination with that confidence is how I use soft tip darts to improve my steel tip game. So if you guys are struggling on your steel tip game and you are just finding yourself with no way to improve, go out and try throwing some soft tip darts, because you 100% will throw better on a soft tip board, and hopefully you can use the confidence that you build on the soft tip game and bring that into your steel tip game, kind of like how I do. So That's it, guys. Now I just want to do a quick little recap of the tournament, Father's Day Frenzy. Before I get into my results, I just want to give a big shout out to everyone involved running the tournament. I absolutely love going up to Wisconsin for these soft tip tournaments. Get to see a lot of friends up there. I love it. I met a lot of new people this weekend, which is great. And Jeremy Byrne, he runs Bullshot Darts. I've talked about him in the past. What he's doing for soft tip darts up in Wisconsin is incredible. So I definitely need to find myself going up there for more of these tournaments because, I don't know, I just feel like he's making a big difference in the soft tip game because there's just some things about soft tip. I guess I'll get into it just here because the first event that I played in was a race to 4 501 split bull double out. So if you're not too familiar with your soft tip terms, generally a 501 soft tip game, they use something called a full bull. So even the single bull and the double bull is all worth 50 points. So generally you're throwing all of your scoring darts at that bullseye. And since the bullseye is so huge on a soft tip board, it's like there's just a lot of scoring going on. And in my opinion, it's boring. I'm not a big fan of scoring on the bullseye like that. So this was a split bull. Oh, also on a full bull, you cannot go out on the bullseye. So you can't take out a 170 in double out. You can't take out a 161. Now, if you're playing open out, you can, but I don't want to get into that because there's a whole other story there. I extremely hate that version of soft tip 501. But as far as double out goes, on a full bull, you can't go out on the bullseye. So it was basically steel tip 501, but on a soft tip board. So going in, another thing I loved about it was alternating start. None of that loser start stuff. I think the loser starts in 501 is just hurting the game. If you break someone's throw, that's a big deal. You should be rewarded for that. You should, that should put you in the driver's seat. So it was a race to 4, split bull, double out, alternating start. That is what soft tip needs moving forward in these 501 events. So I absolutely love this event. And going into it, I felt like I had the biggest advantage over everyone going into it. And no disrespect to any of the players there, but the majority of players there are soft tip players, and I'm a steel tip player, and it was basically a steel tip game. So I had a lot of confidence going into it. I felt good. I ended up getting first place, and this was the first actual tournament of soft tip that I've won. I've placed in, other soft tip events. I've won soft tip leagues, won soft tip line draws. I've, won more money in other soft tip events. But as far as a solid soft tip tournament win, it was the first time I got the win. So I was really excited about that. And kind of what I said earlier about the targets being easier to hit and building confidence, I was hitting 3, 4, 5. Oh, speaking of 180s, there's one 180 right there. I was just drilling that triple 20, and it just felt so good to do that, and it really helped my confidence. So I ended up getting the win in the 5-0. It was an awesome event. I loved it. Like I said, I really hope there's more soft tip 501 events like this moving forward. So I love what they're doing up in Wisconsin. And then the next day was the cricket. I love playing cricket on a soft tip board. It's so much fun because the targets are so easy to hit. The games are always crazy. Soft tip, I forgot who said this to me, but soft tip, it's all about the darts that you miss. Because the targets are so easy to hit, when you miss, it is such a big deal. Whereas steel tip, it's all about the darts that you hit, right? You get a little bit more insurance if you miss on steel tip because it's a little bit harder of a game. But soft tip, since it's so much easier to hit the targets, the darts that you miss are the darts that really make a difference in the game. So it's just a completely different kind of pressure. And this one was double elimination. Oh, to touch back about the 501, that was single elimination. Most soft tip is double elimination, so just another reason why I love that 501. But this was double elimination, best of 3. And I got bumped early, so I got pushed down to the losers bracket after my second match. And thankfully, I was able to kick it to another gear because the match that I lost, the guy I shot against shot amazing, but I felt a little off. There were some shots, I was missing bad. When I missed, I was missing bad. And I also switched up my strategy a little bit because I am predominantly a steel tip player. Sometimes I have a bad habit of bringing my steel tip strategy into the soft tip. And that's kind of what I was doing early in the tournament. And after I lost, that's when I realized, it's like, okay, I'm playing soft tip cricket. I need to use my soft tip cricket strategy. So I focused a lot on getting the points, back closing, and then going straight to points. And it really made a difference moving forward because I found myself, you know, playing in a more comfortable situation because the steel tip strategy, if you miss on soft tip, it can really bury you. So getting able to get those big soft tip point leads, you know, it just gave me a much more comfortable feeling moving forward. And I ended up losing to Rick. Me and Rick played in the finals of 501 the day before, and I got the best of him. We played in the semifinals of the cricket, and he got the best of me. It was a great match. Rick is a phenomenal shot, so losing to him at any capacity I would not be upset about, but also the fact that I did feel like I threw really well. You know, no shame in losing a match like that. I was happy that I was able to throw those good darts and fight back to the semifinals, but yeah, Rick went on and beat me in the top 3. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let's get in one more throw here. We'll wrap this video up. Of course, my first start goes into that 5 and the 1 and 20. 26 to end the video. I love it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Drop a comment down below. Do you like using soft tip to improve your steel tip? Or are you predominantly a soft tip player? Maybe use steel tip to improve your soft tip. I don't know, guys. Let me know. Some videos should have popped up over here. Click them, give them a shot. I'll see you all in the next one, and shoot well.